So I got a message a day or two ago from a private client who's in my inner circle. And they said, JC, just wanted to let you know, huge moment for us in our business. We just closed our biggest consulting client ever. And they just closed a $60,000 consulting deal. All right, this is someone they just connected with on Facebook using the organic strategies that we work on with our clients. They were already quite strong on those. But where I really helped them out was how do you even go about positioning an offer in that, five-figure, multi-five-figure range? Because the people that are spending that type of money and the people that are prepared to drop that kind of investment on something, it's a completely different ball game to if you're selling $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, even $5,000 course or coaching offer. And there's a fundamental sales strategy that's incredibly powerful for these bigger ticket deals, your 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and beyond $1,000 packages. And it can also be deployed on those lower end offers, but unbelievably potent for this really kind of ultra premium type of consulting. And off the back of this client win, I thought I'd share it with you in today's video. If you haven't already, make sure you've subscribed so that you're part of the family here on YouTube. Click that bell icon so you get notified. And if you get value from this video in particular, you should swing us a like. We'd really appreciate it. It definitely helps with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, so they when they messaged me, they explicitly said, this one thing I'm going to tell you about today was the reason we were able to land this $60,000 client, which is, as I said, their biggest client ever. And my consulting experience goes way back to the corporate game, both in Australia and in New York. We used to work with huge businesses in New York. Our kind of client baseline was like 600 million a year, and most of the companies are in the billions in revenue. So I definitely bring a lot of experience from the consulting world into what we do here, and then have learned a ton since being in the online space as well around the sales strategies in order to generate those consulting opportunities. And so this big revelation for them, which came from a mentor of mine as well, is about the importance of selling the plan. Okay, and what this means is when you start pushing up into these bigger and bigger deals, people don't give a fuck about how many PDFs they're getting, how many videos they're getting. They don't even really care as much about like how long the thing is, right? Like all of that kind of stuff, that's like deliverables, right? And you'll talk about it a little bit, but what they really care about is, okay, when I sign on that dotted line and I agree to pay you X dollars, right? What is the plan of attack for us to, we're gonna lock arms, so you're gonna put your arm around me and I'm gonna put my arm around you. What's the plan of attack that we are going to execute on together to get me from A to B, right? What does that roadmap look like? And your ability to clearly articulate that with confidence, with certainty, is going to be key to you being able to close these big deals, and you being able to present that to them in a way that they can understand. This is way more important than you're gonna get this and 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 you're gonna get this, right? Because if you're trying to stack all of that stuff up and try and get to something where you can present them a $50,000 offer, it's gonna be a massive list. And the reality is they just don't care about it. What they care about, as I said, is what's the path you are going to go down with them. So if you're trying to sell higher end stuff like this, or you're trying to sell lower end stuff, it doesn't really matter. What I would encourage all of you to do is, if you haven't already, sit down and go, okay, for my offer, for my product, what is my plan for my customers and my clients? Okay, and what this really should bring out for you is the steps that they're going to go through with you in order to get the result. Okay, first we're going to create blank, or we're going to research blank, or we're going to analyze blank. Then with that data, we're going to prepare blank. With blank prepared, we're going to create, okay, what's the pathway, right? And how does it feed back on itself? How do you iterate it so that you are troubleshooting along the way. Paint a picture of the path you're going to go down with them and sell them on that. Okay, if they see that and they can understand it and they can see how that can get them from A to B, and they really buy into the power of that and they believe that that's what they need in order to achieve whatever result it is that you're kind of consulting around, the sale is nearly done, right? Like it's done in a big way. You become the natural solution because it's your plan, right? It's a plan that you've created for them. Then yeah, you can get a little bit into the deliverables and all that kind of stuff. But if they're not sold on that plan of attack and that roadmap, none of that shit is gonna matter, okay? So let me give you an example. We're gearing up to roll out a new opportunity to the market, which is basically helping people with crafting their kind of core offer and getting that to start cash flowing using the methods that we use in our business, which is a lot of closing in the DMs and selling with different offer documents and stuff like that. And so if I wanted to articulate to somebody what that plan of attack would look like, right? The first thing that we would do is we'd look at the business and we'd get all of the details on the table in terms of what it is you do for your people. With that data, all of that extracted and all of that information out, then what we try and identify is what's your unique value proposition that you can bring to the market, right? What's something that you can bring that other people aren't bringing? Because we want to create an offer that's unique. Once we've got that mapped out, we're going to give you our offer creation template that we use with all of our clients, and we're going to populate that. So you're going to get the bones of your offer completed, okay? With that template completed, we're going to help you then put that into one of our offer frameworks. Depending on the investment, it's going to be a different framework, right? Depending on how expensive the thing is that you're going to sell. So you're going to go away, you're going to create that first draft, then we're going to review it for you. My copywriter is going to review it for you, and we're going to give you feedback from both an offer perspective and from a strategy perspective. Using all of our years of experience and selling millions of dollars online, you're going to get our feedback on that offer, and we're going to go back and forth and dial in that first cut. Okay. Once that first cut is done, we're going to start putting it in front of people. We're going to take it to market. We're going to start creating Facebook posts. We're going to start writing emails, and we'll start getting feedback from people. We're going to start receiving objections. We might make some sales, right? But with all the data that we're going to start receiving from people, we're going to do two things. We're going to keep improving the offer. We're going to take all that feedback from people and roll it into the offer because it's all helpful data to sell more. And we're going to use it to create content. We're going to use our prospects' words to create more content. And we're going to keep iterating on that process until that offer has generated you X dollars. I've gone into a lot of detail, but that's a plan of attack. Someone can visualize that and they can see how, okay, when I work with Jacob, we're going to do a bit of a brain dump. Then we're going to take the important points from that brain dump. We're going to put it into his framework. That framework's then going to go into a template, right? Then we're going to take that template. We're going to refine it, we're going to wordsmith it, all that kind of stuff. Then we're going to take it out to market. We're going to get feedback. We're going to use the feedback from the market to iterate it. And we're going to keep doing that until it's cash flowing. That's a plan of attack. And I could get more particular in terms of like, where we're going to post and what we're going to post about if I wanted to go more detailed into it. The thing is, most people don't know what the plan is for their people, and it makes it really hard to sell high-end stuff. So what I'd encourage you to do with any of your higher ticket stuff is get crystal clear on that, okay? If you're wanting to sell more tailored consulting, you can actually build that plan in real time with the person, okay? This is slightly more advanced. What I was just articulating for you as an example was a kind of preset plan for a program. If you're doing a more ad hoc, like one-to-one, like with this $60,000 example I was talking about at the start, you can have a conversation with them, be that over Messenger or be that on the phone, and find out exactly what it is they're trying to achieve. And through your dialogue back and forth, you build a plan together. So they're going to tell you about all their problems. They're going to tell you about all their goals, all the things they want to achieve. And using your experience, right, which you should have if you're consulting in this space, you can turn that into a roadmap and a plan of attack. Okay, Bob, thanks for all that information. I really understand the things that you're struggling with, and we can definitely help you out. I really like these goals. I think they're definitely achievable with the strategies and the tactics that we can help you deploy. What I'd recommend is the following 5-step plan. Bang, 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 bang. How does that sound? Have I missed anything, or is that in alignment with what we've just spoken about? If you get them to buy in on that plan, you don't even need like like anything fancy, right? If they see that plan of attack and they want to buy it and they want it, they're going to buy it, right? Because you've just developed that with them, right? That's more advanced, and you need to be able to like really communicate well with people on the fly, and you really need to know what you're talking about in terms of what you're selling so that you can, on the fly come up with that game plan. But it's the same thing. One is for like a preset offer where you've developed the plan in advance. The other is more like a one-to-one ad hoc plan that you build on the fly with. The lesson here is the same. With whatever it is that you're trying to sell, what's your roadmap for people that are coming through? All right, and I'd recommend this for anything over a couple of grand. Right, when you get into slightly lower ticket stuff, it's a different sales strategy. It can weave into it. It can weave into it a bit, but it's kind of out of scope of this video. But particularly for your higher ticket stuff, this is really critical. I would encourage you to spend the time writing down what your plan is and start weaving it more and more into your content. Weave it into your offer presentations. Weave it into your conversations. What you're going to notice is that if you start getting people to buy into your plan for them, your sales are going to start closing way easier, and even at much higher price points. Okay, I hope you take something out of that lesson. Let me know how you go with it. And if you want help with all this stuff, get in touch with me and my team. You can join our Facebook group, you can click that link, get on the email list, all that kind of jazz. And I will talk to you all soon. Have a fantastic day.